David, you had a very long career. I understand that you've sold over 4.5 million copies of your children's publications. Very successful author. But this exhibition is really not quite about that part of your career. It's about something new. Can you tell us about that, please?
Yeah, well, I guess it started, I started doing some bird drawings about 3 or 4 years ago as a kind of offset to the daily grind of deadlines and the commercial side of things, which is great, but it's just nice to do something different. And I just started collecting these bird drawings, and they got, I've got a substantial collection, I think over 100 actually, which I've enjoyed doing. And then I think during the pandemic, I was doing a lot more walking, as we all did, in the parks, etc. And I just did more drawings, and I just sort of reconnected a bit more with nature and started looking at, back before I got into children's books, I used to work with colour pencil, and I used to do very detailed work. So there's one piece in this exhibition which is a huge head of a hare, and I just really liked going back, reconnecting with my early way of working, very detailed, kind of therapeutic way of drawing, if you like. So that's in this exhibition, and I think I also did some lockdown drawings, as I called them, of some woods, and it's just a therapeutic way of just all that time we had during lockdown, where we were sort of a bit more time to think, and I was enjoying my drawing, and so that's kind of what this exhibition's about, really. Okay,
so we've got a bit of a sneak preview here, and I find the detail just incredible on these. Is this a wasp, or is it a hornet?
That's a hornet I found in my loft during lockdown, and as I picked it up, it just kind of crumbled away, but I thought I'll draw that. So,
the amount of detail, how long does it take you to do something
like
this?
Something like that was only about an hour. They vary considerably, actually. Sometimes they can come quickly, they can take an hour. I think this one took about 3 hours, for example, which is just a very small leaf. But I just, it was, for me, it was an exercise in just really looking at the detail. Just picked up a leaf on my walk, brought it back. And for something like that, it's just nice to see the beauty in an old, browned, curled up leaf. I quite like that, just looking at things that we all don't look twice at as we're walking by. I mean, there's not many of these. I'd like to spend more time doing it, but it's just looking at things that you look at every day and don't think too much about it, and just taking a moment to think about it and to draw.
So is it important to you to be, if you like your children's animation stories, illustration, they come from the imagination, but these things you're drawing from life.
Yeah, exactly that. I think that's exactly the point. I think, picture books, for me, it's all about very pleasantly drawing from the imagination and filling sketchbooks up with just, thoughts and doodles. But for me, it was just taking a step back and drawing from life with these ones, but also the birds, they weren't from life, but they were inspired from walking around and seeing things happening in the park, and just sort of taking photographs, but then getting some reference online, but then drawing, realistic rather than just sort of thinking. It's just quite nice to switch off from the narrative for a bit, and then just to draw what's in front of me, really.
And do you feel that there's more of this to come in your work, or is this just a period that you're...
That's a good question. I mean, I've the last couple of years, particularly, I'll say 3 or 4 years now in publishing, is a much more interesting move towards non-fiction illustration, in that the type of books that are coming out are really beautifully produced now. And a lot of publishers are looking to picture book artists to come into the non-fiction side of things and to give them a nice, lush, rich feel to the artwork. And that's something that really appeals to me. I'm quite interested to look at that, because I've always done picture books my whole career, and lovely as that is, it'd be nice to sort of mix it up and do something else. So yeah, I'm looking to maybe bridge that gap. Maybe do some non-fiction would be quite nice.
Well, it's a great pleasure and honour to have you making an exhibition at Abingdon Museum. We look forward to seeing the real thing. So thank you, David.
Thank you very much.